Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Stupid is being nice. You're an absolute moron.
It's a house!
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. You know, that's just one step above stupid. Did you hear what I said? You know, that's just one step above stupid.
Huh?
Wow, I'm like way down here at the bottom. Five brain cells, 4 aren't working. Five brain cells, 4 aren't working. Five brain cells, 4 aren't working. Alright, there we go, there we go. So this is the Mercedes Vega case that we've been covering since it was made public. There was like a, I don't know, it seemed like a year or so went by before they even made it out into the public. I don't know why. This case should be one of those ones that's everybody's talking about, everybody's was covering it. I mean, it was just, you know, you've got this girl that, you know, she was, yes, she was a exotic dancer at a club, but, you know, she was like a college student, you know, just making money. And then one night she comes out of her, you know, comes down the, just an elevator. Let me load that stuff up. Let me see what that is. I just got rid of the entire last stream. It just can't stand it, you know. Let's see, where is it? This one? Yeah, I mean this is her right here. And she was killed, actually. And she was killed for not a reason that you would ever think. It wasn't like, oh, she was dealing drugs or she was doing... She was killed because she was supposed to be a witness because she herself was robbed at gunpoint by somebody and was supposed to testify. I mean, I wish I had known that at the beginning. Because I would have said immediately that that's connected because she was killed the day before she was supposed to testify. Yeah, I guess, what file was that? medical examiner, toxicology. Yeah, I'm just looking for the original folder. I think looks like in 2023 we covered it. Yeah, except I don't know where the main folder is now. Well, maybe it's this one. Oh, this is it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, we got the 911 calls and everything, but I was looking for the video where you see her coming out of this one here. There we go. So here it is in her apartment complex.
Did you tell him?
No, we're trying to get it right now. And she's alone.
But now we have a time if we catch it here to see when she entered it through the hallways.
2070. Do we know if we...
Right here, right here, right here.
Pause.
Is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay, stop. Okay.
Yeah. So that's her coming out, and then she was killed just after that. I'm not sure why they stopped it and why they quit recording. I mean, it's just, you know, crazy people.
Yeah, that's definitely her.
So that was her coming out of her elevator in her apartment complex. I actually went out and filmed, or not, I didn't do it, but I got a copy of it. So let me show you well, let's just see it again.
No,
see that right there?
We're trying to get it right now.
These little, you know, yellow
And she's alone.
stripes. Well, that's where she came out, right inside of there. And then somebody went out there and filmed it and gave me a copy of it, and that's the same spot right there. So here's that same door that she would have came out and walked this direction like this. And let's see if we can get to the end of the goal tonight, you guys. We just need 12 memberships, and that's it. So she had a car that was over here, and she went over to her parking spot and was basically like mugged at that spot. Hey, thanks, Esther. So right in this location she was attacked, and that location is, yeah, this is her apartment complex, and apparently right through that little entrance there is how you get to where she was. And they got in there and they knocked her over the head, threw her into a different vehicle that was only purchased like a couple months prior. And then I think they put her in that vehicle, and then they took her car from the same parking garage and parked it right there. So the vehicle she was found in, you guys, burning, is the same vehicle that let's see. So the vehicle she was found in is the same one that entered the complex and took her out. You know, it actually drove into the parking garage. It wasn't something that at a different point they transferred her to that. That's what they took her in from the parking area, apparently. And then from here, that was at 9:15 over here. But then hours later, she's still alive. And then right over in this area at like 12 something in the evening, they find her. She's got a gunshot wound. I mean, she's in a burning car, and she's not alive. But she was alive when the fire started because she had soot in her lungs. And she'd been shot in the arm, beaten over the head, bleach poured down her throat. I mean, it was just horrendous. And the car was set on fire. So it's like fire, bleach, a bullet, and hit over the head. I mean, how horrendous is that? It's crazy. I'm not sure what the laughter is, but I don't even know who Dwight Schrute is or anything. Anyways, so that was the case, and we covered it, and we had to Erica Pillsbury and her husband on, and we talked about what the hell's going on, and basically a lot of the stuff that we came up with, it turned out to be reality. They didn't tell me though at the time that she was supposed to appear in court the next day. They were told by police it's not associated, so they didn't tell me. But it's like, if I heard that, I would say there's no way that's not connected. That she's supposed to testify in court the following day against somebody who robbed her at gunpoint. Right? So here is the probable cause. That's really why I'm doing this live stream here. It mentions a couple. They've arrested, I think, 4 people now. Pretty crazy. But you guys, look at that. We only need 11 more on this live stream, and then I'll donate 5 memberships myself, and then we can say that we made the goal 2 days in a row. All right. The complainant herein personally appears as being duly sworn, complains on information and belief against Jared DeMarcus Gray, charging that in Maricopa County, Arizona. Count 1, Jared Marcus Gray, on or about April 16, 2023, intending or knowing that his conduct would cause death with premeditation, cause the death of Mercedes Mariana Vega. The state further alleges that the offense charged in this count is dangerous felony because the offense involved the discharge, use of or threatening exhibition of a gun and or blunt force instrument, deadly weapon, a dangerous instrument, and or intentional or knowing infliction of serious physical injury upon Mercedes Mariana Vega. Here, let me just throw this one out here quick, because I just saw, like, this is 2 days ago. So this says
3 people facing charge.
2 more men are facing charges in the murder case of Mercedes Vega, who was found in a burning car off Interstate 10. Court records obtained Wednesday revealed the arrest of Jared DeMarcus Gray and Cujo Young. See, Cujo Young is the person who pulled out a gun and stole from Mercedes Vega and was going on trial, and she was a witness. And he's sort of the mastermind, the person who set this all up because he didn't want to go to prison. Gray faces charges of first-degree murder and armed robbery. So let's go through this. I just want to go down to the probable cause statement, because this will. Man, what? Hey, Lisa Valenzuela, can you tell what's the difference between tonight and yesterday? I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I could just, used to be where I'd be on the channel. I'd say, hey, you guys, if you can support the channel, you get a few people that go, oh yeah, okay, cool. Now it's just like dead as a doornail. I'm kind of wondering if the trolls out there have just totally screwed up the vibe that we used to have. I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's an uncomfortable feeling. Here's the probable cause. And by the way, Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick might come on tomorrow evening. She's scheduled to come on. Give us some updates. On Monday, April 17, 2023, at 1:17 hours, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office received a call to assist the Arizona Department of Public Safety for a deceased body found inside a vehicle on the north side of Interstate 10 near milepost 85. Oh, look at that. We can actually put the precise location in here. Hold on. Let me just put let me put this pin and then I'll adjust this, because it has the same type of numbers here. They're using the foot. Are they using decimal? 380. Yeah, it looks like they're using this version. So 31. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. West 113. And it says 04. Okay. So maybe that's what that is. 33. And then what would that be? 33. And then I have a 31 in there. And then I guess 0.3. I don't know, 0.385, something like that. 38. That's weird. It doesn't seem to work. This one would work. I could do 113 and then 04. And then God, why can't they just do it the right way, man? It just sucks. You have 33 point. It says 33, so we know that, but then it goes straight to 31. I see the 31 there, but then 0.385. So there's a 31 there, but then, oh wait, and then 38. Okay, maybe if I just make that a 5. Not sure where that went. Okay, right there. I see kind of what it was doing. And then the other one, they said, is 113, 4, and then 0.892. So let's see what happens. Right. 0.892. So right there, huh? Is that really? So 113, 4, and then 0.892. It says 04. That says 4. And then, yeah, I think that's right. So we were pretty close, but I guess way out there. That's wild. Huh. And it's closer to this little turnout spot here. But hey, guys, if you're out there, if you can help support the channel, we just got another 11 memberships to go tonight. We'll reach the goal, and then I'll donate $25 worth of memberships myself. Thanks, Davina. All right. And then it said, deputies responded to the area and located a DPS trooper on the scene near the vehicle that was parked adjacent to the westbound lanes of travel on Interstate 10. Fire and rescue personnel had already departed from the scene prior to any MCSO personnel arrival. The DPS trooper relayed that the 911 call was initiated. Or hold on, I got it. The 911 call was initiated by a passerby at 12:33. Yeah, I think we have the 911 call. Might be like this one.
April 17th, 20. The car fire.
No, that wasn't the one. First call to Aubrey Apartments. What is that? Oh, never mind. That was something else. Oh wait, there it is. Right, I have a folder. And what time did they say that was? 12:33. I think that's this one right here. This is 0:32:48. So.
I just want to report a car fire. He's off on the side of I-10, about 85.5 mile marker.
Oh, okay. Are you on? Is it on the freeway or out to the side of the road?
He's off on the side of the road. He went down in the ditch, but I saw like flames literally inside the vehicle. I don't know how many people are in it or what color the vehicle was or anything.
Location Highway Patrol, do not hang up. 1 moment.
Sure.
I can't be that far away. There's no way. I don't think that GPS is
CBS 911, where's your emergency?
I just want to report a car. It's on fire. It's off the side of, it's on the north side of the westbound lanes on I-10, about the 85.5 mile marker.
Westbound or eastbound?
He was like down in the bushes, but I saw a flame inside the vehicle.
Okay, see, they're on the westbound I-10?
Yes. Yeah, just north of the highway. I don't really know what it is. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, unknown vehicle. Okay. Anyone, you said there's people outside the vehicle?
I believe I saw at least one person outside, yes.
Okay, so.
I'm the type of driller that has meta. I can't really, like, stop on the side of the highway.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Can I get your name as a witness, please?
Yeah, it's Robert Miller.
Anyways, so that was the 911. There was a burning car. Guess he saw somebody there, too. Who observed flames in or near the vehicle and a person standing outside the vehicle. The 911 caller did not stop to provide additional details of the initial observations. The vehicle was identified by VIN number to be a 2018 Chevrolet Malibu. The vehicle was not registered within the state of Arizona. No license plate was affixed to the vehicle. 2 bleach bottles were located within the front passenger compartment of the vehicle. 2 lighter fluid bottles were located within the rear passenger compartment of the vehicle. Multiple latex gloves were recovered from the vehicle during processing. A plastic cup was recovered from within the vehicle. A latent print was lifted from the bottom of the cup and identified to Jared Gray. I mean, Jesus. A plastic cup was recovered from within the vehicle. A latent print was lifted, and it led to a person named Jared Gray. He's somebody that was in their system. The decedent was identified while on scene via verified fingerprint. The victim had a vehicle registered in their name, not the Chevy Malibu. Law enforcement database is located an address for the victim within the Arizona County of Pinal. Investigators with the Maricopa Medical Examiner responded to the scene. The decedent appeared to have sustained the majority of burns towards the upper half of the body. During their portion of the investigation, a laceration was located on top of the back portion of the decedent's head. That's probably when she got hit in the garage. The autopsy was scheduled for the following day. Post-autopsy, the medical examiner determined that the victim had sustained at least 1 gunshot wound to the right arm. The manner of death has since been determined to be homicide by the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office. The cause of death was determined to be conflagration, that's like being burnt, I think. Blunt force and ballistic injuries. Investigators later learned the white Chevrolet Malibu was obtained through OfferUp in March of 2023. Next of kin notification determined the victim had resided at an apartment complex in Tempe, Arizona. 1003 West Washington Street, Tempe, Arizona. The family indicated the victim lived alone at the apartment. The family also stated the victim was an active victim participant of a previous armed robbery. The suspect in that case was Cujo Young. It should be noted, this case is still in the judicial process. The victim's vehicle was not located inside the parking garage of the apartment complex. So her vehicle wasn't there. Blood spatter was observed in direct proximity of the parking space assigned to the victim by the apartment complex. Remember, we just showed a minute ago the video. The blood has since been confirmed by Arizona DBS lab to belong to the victim. Surveillance video obtained from the apartment complex shows the victim was observed exiting an elevator to the parking garage alone on April 16, 2023. At approximately 21:17 or 9:17 p.m. Really? That's crazy. Let me go back to the hold on. What happened to my folder? Alright guys, if you're out there, if you could please help support the channel, that'd be great. Thank you.
Did you tell him?
No, we're trying to get it right now.
So this is 9:20, let's see. Oh, that's 9:15 right here.
And she's alone.
What time does she come out? Maybe this is off, I don't know.
But now we have a time if we catch it here to see when she entered it through the hallways.
2070. Do we know if we...
So 9:15:18, and right here it said at 9:17 parking garage. Okay, so that must be, maybe it's off by a minute or something. A white Chevrolet Malibu, same victim was later found in, was observed at approximately 8:45, so just 32 minutes before Mercedes comes down. The parking garage video surveillance footage obtained from the victim's apartment complex. Both the victim's vehicle and the white Malibu were observed exiting the parking garage. So now we know that after she was hit, she was probably put into the other vehicle, the Malibu, and then somebody drove her vehicle. Approximately 2 minutes after the victim entered the garage on video. The victim's vehicle was recovered near a restaurant, 26 South Farmer Avenue, Tempe, Arizona. Yeah, we found that. That was the vehicle was found right here. Doesn't look like we're going to make it again, Lisa. Just, that's unreal. Now, both the victim's vehicle and the white Malibu were observed exiting the parking garage at the same time, approximately 2 minutes after the victim entered the garage on video. So that means in just 2 minutes, she was hit over the head, put in the car, and they were already leaving. The victim's vehicle was recovered near a restaurant, 26 South Farmer Avenue, approximately 1 mile from the victim's apartment complex, on a public roadway in Tempe, Arizona. The vehicle was parked in an unusual manner that brought it to the attention of law enforcement officials. The vehicle was impounded within the MCSO Vehicle Processing Center pending the execution of a warrant. Additional video surveillance determined the victim's vehicle was driven to the above stated location, followed by the Chevy Malibu. At approximately 9:25, I mean that's just 7 minutes after she came down the elevator, or 8 minutes. At approximately 9:25 hours and abandoned, followed by the Chevrolet Malibu at approximately 9:25 hours and abandoned. So her vehicle was abandoned there. The Chevrolet Malibu is observed leaving the area where the victim's vehicle was recovered approximately 2 minutes after arriving within the area. So I guess it's possible they moved her. Maybe she was in her own vehicle originally. Detectives learned the Chevy Malibu that the victim was located in was equipped with an active OnStar account. A search warrant was granted to obtain the location history from the vehicle. Based on the location of the day of the homicide, the Chevrolet Malibu was at the victim's apartments at the time of the kidnapping. Based on the location of the day, so the OnStar showed it was right there. The vehicle was also at 26 South Farmer Avenue, so it's showing that it's the same vehicle. Detectives learned the Chevy Malibu was purchased through OfferUp. The profile used to communicate with the seller of the Chevy Malibu was created with a device belonging to an individual associated to Cujo Young. Detectives, so they bought like a vehicle that, I think like a second-hand place, and just sort of bought it. So I'm just going to say, can you guys, if you guys are out there, can you please help support the channel tonight so we can reach the goal? I want to donate the 5 memberships, but I can't afford to do it until we get to the goal, and that's just the way it is. So if we get, I think we need 11 more, and then I'll donate 5. I know we only got 117 people watching, but I'm just trying to do everything I can to try to reach these goals, and man, it's just so hard lately. And every time I talk about it, there's not one comment in the comment that's associated with what I'm saying. And do you guys hear what I'm saying, or does it just fall on deaf ears? I don't know. We've just absolutely struggled the last week and a half of this month. And I'm doing the same shows that I always do. During the execution of the warrant on the victim's vehicle, blood was observed within the front passenger compartment of the vehicle. So there's blood in her car. The majority of the blood was observed at the front passenger portion of the vehicle. Yeah, so it was in her vehicle. The majority of the blood was observed at the front passenger portion of the vehicle. The blood on the scene and inside the victim's vehicle, along with evidence found at the crime scene, suggests the victim was physically assaulted, injured, and taken from the parking garage. Against her will, MCSO Crime Lab compared a blood blot taken from the victim at autopsy to blood swabs taken from the parking garage and inside the Dodge Charger. The DNA profile from the blood blot was a direct match to the blood swabs. A large purse bag was located on the front passenger seat of the victim's vehicle. The bag is observed being carried by the victim in surveillance footage. Underneath the large bag, a plastic 7-Eleven convenience store grocery bag was found with blood on it near the handles. There was also blood evidence found on the front passenger seat of the victim's car. A second grocery bag was located within that grocery bag. MCSO Crime Lab analysts were able to collect a fingerprint during the processing of the bag. A search of law enforcement databases yield negative results at the time. On May 16, 2024, a match was confirmed by MCSO Crime Lab to the unknown print. The print was determined to belong to Sincere Patrick Hayes. His fingerprints were taken from the arrest in Tennessee on May 15, 2024. Detectives learned Jared Gray and Sincere Hayes traveled to Arizona. I mean, look how crazy this gets. to Arizona through American Airlines on March 3rd. So the murders happened on April 17th, the murder. And they got there on March 3rd, 2023. A phone number and credit card was located on the ticket purchase. A search warrant was obtained for the call phone records on the phone number. The location data traveled from Chattanooga, Tennessee to Charlotte, North Carolina, then to Phoenix, Arizona. This is the same route Sincere and Jared took on American Airlines. Detectives interviewed the owner of the credit card, who stated they allowed Cujo Young to make purchases and have possession of the credit card. The owner of the credit card denied making these purchases or knowing Sincere Hayes and Jared Gray. The owner did confirm their information was on the airline ticket. The location of the cell phone for the day of the homicide was consistent with the path the Malibu took according to the OnStar data. Phone location also showed the device to be in the general area where the victim was located deceased. Yeah, because they had to have followed. I'm still trying to figure out how they got back from, because there must have been 3 cars total. Anybody here? Detectives interviewed an individual whose phone location was in the area of the homicide. This individual claimed he was contacted by Cujo Young, who asked him to pick up a package. A vehicle was provided to this individual. So I said, detectives interviewed an individual whose phone location was in the area of the homicide. This individual claimed he was contacted by Cujo Young, that's the person who robbed Mercedes Vega, and she was supposed to testify against the next day, who asked him to pick up a package. A vehicle was provided to this individual from him to use, and a pin drop of their location was provided. This individual also received an incoming phone call from the same number. So this must be people who went and picked the killers up. From the same number, detectives discovered on the airline tickets on April 17, 2023 at 2:03 hours, according to cell phone records obtained by detectives. The individual stated he picked up 2 males and drove them to the Phoenix area. Location from cell phone devices belonging to this individual and Sincere consistently travel east on I-10 a couple hours after the homicide. So they must have been picked up. You know, Cujo Young asked somebody to pick them up out there at the crime scene. That's how they got back. Detectives served a search warrant to Greyhound Transportation and discovered Jared Gray and Sincere Hayes left the state of Arizona together on April 18, 2023 to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Detectives traveled to Chattanooga, Tennessee in coordination with local law enforcement to interview Jared Gray and arrest Sincere Hayes for a grand jury warrant for his homicide investigation. Jared denied ever traveling to Arizona in his life and did not indicate he knew Sincere Hayes or Cujo Young. Detectives interviewed Sincere after he was taken into custody by local law enforcement. He stated he went to Arizona for business with someone else, but would not say who this person was. Sincere Hayes stated he knew Cujo Young from the Chattanooga area. It should be noted Cujo Young is originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee. You know, we have 0 super chats on this live stream. I've never seen it before. Can somebody just make that go away? We do have 1 gifted membership, though. Based on the investigation, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is submitting charges on Cujo Young for ARS 1110-5A2 conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit kidnapping. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is submitting charges on Jared Gray for ARS 13, first-degree murder, kidnapping, theft, armed robbery, theft of means. Yeah, so finally getting justice for Mercedes Vega. I wonder who they're going to have a trial for one of them first. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to get going. So thank you all for being here. Just want to make sure I got that out there so people could see it. Thanks to Esther Melgoza. And we'll see you guys next time. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grayl's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work.